Ethiopia's volcanic activity, a recent eruption and its implications. Introduction. Ethiopia, a nation situated in the Horn of Africa, possesses a geologically dynamic landscape characterized by the East African Rift System. This massive tectonic feature is responsible for significant seismicity and volcanism, making the region a focal point for geoscientific study. Recently, reports have emerged regarding renewed or heightened volcanic activity within certain Ethiopian volcanic centers, bringing attention to the inherent geological hazards faced by local populations and the regional environment. Understanding the context, characteristics, and consequences of such eruptions is crucial for effective disaster risk management and understanding Earth's ongoing geological processes. The geological context of Ethiopian volcanism. Ethiopia's volcanic activity is intrinsically linked to the ongoing continental breakup occurring along the East African Rift. This rift valley marks a divergent plate boundary where the African plate is slowly splitting into the Somali plate and the Nubian plate. As the crust stretches and thins, magma rises from the mantle, feeding numerous active volcanoes, many of which are shield volcanoes or fissure eruptions. Notable active zones. Key areas known for high geothermal and volcanic potential include the Afar Depression, home to the Erta Ale lava lake, one of the world's most consistently active volcanoes. While Erta Ale maintains steady activity, other less frequently erupting volcanoes within the main Ethiopian Rift Valley or the bordering areas can suddenly become active, posing different types of threats. Recent monitoring efforts often focus on areas exhibiting increased ground deformation, gas emissions, or swarms of minor earthquakes, which are precursors to potential eruptions. Characteristics of recent volcanic events. While specific details regarding a singular, massive, recent eruption may vary based on ongoing seismic monitoring bulletins, Ethiopian volcanic events typically manifest through several recognizable stages. These often involve the opening of fissures, the emission of significant volumes of basaltic lava flows, and the release of volcanic gases, including sulfur dioxide. Fissure eruptions versus explosive events. Unlike stratovolcanoes that might produce explosive ash plumes capable of disrupting international airspace, Ethiopian eruptions, particularly those in the rift zone, tend to be effusive. This means they primarily involve the outpouring of relatively fluid, low-viscosity lava. However, even effusive eruptions can be devastating locally, as vast fields of molten rock destroy settlements, agricultural land, and infrastructure rapidly. The speed and volume of the lava flow determine the immediate threat level to nearby communities residing on the fertile, yet geologically unstable, valley floors. Impacts and risk management. The socioeconomic and environmental impacts of volcanic activity in Ethiopia are significant, largely because many rural and developing communities are situated close to these active zones, often attracted by the mineral-rich soils. Threats to livelihoods and safety. The immediate threat is the loss of life and property due to lava flows or associated hazards like ground cracking. Secondary impacts include the contamination of water sources by volcanic gases or ashfall, which severely affects livestock and crops. Furthermore, the disruption of regional transport networks due to extensive flows or temporary road closures isolates affected areas, hindering relief efforts. Monitoring and preparedness. In response to these inherent risks, Ethiopian geological surveys and disaster management agencies are increasingly investing in early warning systems. These systems rely on seismometers, GPS monitoring of ground deformation, and satellite imagery to detect subtle changes preceding an eruption. Public awareness campaigns are vital components, ensuring that communities bordering active volcanoes understand evacuation routes and the meaning of official warnings. Effective preparedness transforms a potential catastrophe into a manageable emergency. Conclusion. Ethiopia's landscape is perpetually shaped by the powerful forces driving the separation of its continental plates. Recent volcanic activity, whether a steady effusive outpouring or a sudden new vent opening, serves as a potent reminder of this dynamism. Managing the associated hazards requires continuous scientific monitoring, robust infrastructure for rapid response, and community education. By integrating geological knowledge with proactive risk management strategies, Ethiopia can better safeguard its population and economy against the inevitable, albeit unpredictable, manifestations of its active volcanic heritage.